Hello traders, this is McBillion. Today is September 21st, 2014, and let's talk about the market. Let's start with Facebook. Facebook fell right here, Fibonacci 77.45, and it looks the same price action that happens back in September 12th when it failed to confirm this breakout and it went down and retest the 50 simple moving average. This stop is now broken. The trend is still intact, but I don't like the price action right here, and I think I can get it cheaper at the bottom of this uptrend support right here, this gel line, which is around 72 or 71. This area I will get long again since I closed my long today. I took a small profits since I don't like that it failed the 77.45 level, and the volume was good today on the downside. So now let's talk about Apple. What happened to Apple today? Apple just moved sideways and it held the Fibonacci support 177. This support right here. I have been talking about this level many times. It's holding this strength. It looks like it's inside an ascending triangle wedge with the top being 103.21. That's the level we need to enter long. However, I'm long December calls since I think in a couple of weeks we're gonna be around 105, 110. So I like Apple long term. There is a huge support at the uptrend channel and huge support at 177. So if we break down tomorrow, don't worry, get more calls because we going higher later. Now let's talk about Amazon. Amazon is on my short list. This is bearish. This is so bearish. And today it break down the 5 simple moving average, but it held the support at the bottom of the triangle wedge. So watch this triangle wedge. It's an easy trade. I'm short right here because I think there's a high probability since DMI is bearish and strong that we're gonna break down and go to 291. Of course, there is some support at 313. Write down those numbers. So I'm expecting to break down the 313 where I close half of my puts, and then the other, my target, 291. Amazon is bearish, and I said this before, and we break down today. Now let's talk about another one. Let's talk about DIA. I have many friends that trade DIA. It's really hard to trade stock. It has been in this uptrend channel for many days, and it moves sideways for many days when you have a low ADX. Right now we have an ADX at 15. Look at this. When we move sideways right here, since that was in February, since February to July, we're talking about 5 months moving sideways with a little movements to the upside, but sideways. You know, this price action right here is bad for puts and bad for calls if you trade auctions. If you buy this ATF, then it's good, you just hold it. But right here we had a low ADX, and I think we just can move sideways. So this one is not good to trade. Let's compare this one to the IWM, the iShares Russells. What the difference you see? This is a huge difference. Big moves right here. Tradable moves, especially when you're using auctions. Right here I see this neck support, and if we break down here, we for sure I'm gonna go to 107. So it's easy to chart this ATF also, and this one moves very nicely. Look at this ADS, it's trending up. It's trending up, and the minus directional is the lead. So I'm thinking that this is the imminent, it's an imminent breakdown right here. We might bounce a little bit right here like it did right here and break down. Keep an eye on IWM. This is bearish. Now let's talk about Spider. What the Spider is doing? It looks like right here we went inside this channel that I have been talking about, this small channel at the top, and but we break down, we didn't hold, and we failed to cross this Fibonacci resistance 20166 right here. Let me zoom this for you. And right now it looks like he is holding the 199.06 Fibonacci support, which is another extension, but we got a crossover today. ADX is also low, it's a 15, but I think if we confirm tomorrow the breakdown of 199.06, we for sure gonna test the 50 simple moving average, or we're gonna go to 197.24 Fibonacci support. The spider is not an easy ATF also to go short on it. This is so bearish. You go short and it goes down for 3 days, and only by 1 day you erase all the games, your premium, everything. So be careful shorting the spider. I'm short the spider right here, since I think it's gonna go to 197, my target. Maybe I'm gonna sell half at the 50 simple moving average, but I don't like these last two candles on the daily with this huge volume. Different from here that we went down, but look, as there was no volume at all. So be careful with the spider right here, and I will look to get long if we go in around 197 or 195. Now let's talk about Jill. Jill is a strong stop. The trend is still intact. I closed my calls right here because it was at resistance, but it looks like it break out this resistance at the 20 double exponential moving average, but there is a huge resistance at 109. 109 is the number you need to watch if you want to enter long Jill. 109. Directionals and ADX are neutral, so there is no a good setup right here on, but I would like to buy at the bottom of the uptrend channel, this bottom right here, or the 50 simple moving average. Now let's talk about the Qs, the power shares. QQQ right here, the trend is still intact. I'm short the Qs. Nice crossover on DMI with ADX at 18. So I'm thinking that we're gonna break down this and we're gonna go to 94, my Fibonacci support. 94.65, that's my target. Right here you see that this is an uptrend channel, it's still intact, but it finished below the 5, it finished below the 20, and the 5 crossed the 20. So that's a bearish signal. Now let's talk about Tesla. Tesla, I say that I was bullish on Tesla, but I also say watch the 50 simple moving average. Since it was exactly at the uptrend channel, this uptrend channel that I'm going to show you right here, this beautiful uptrend channel that it was built since May. So I say, you know, you need to watch the 50 simple moving average or the bottom of the channel. We break down today both. We break down the 50, we break down the bottom of the channel. We came back a little bit, there was a little buy-in right here, but this is bearish now. This is bearish now. I don't like Tesla right here. It break down the channel, it break down the 50. Be careful. Now let's talk about Under Armour UA. Right here, it break down this this uptrend channel, and it looks like it wants to close this gap around Fibonacci 60. Right here, it wants to close this gap, and I will look to get long around that level. I'm shorting the Under Armour since this is bearish and strong. This is different from the ATF I show you, because ADX right here is at 22.98, almost at 23. So this is a strong move, and this one can move faster to close this gap at 60. This is bearish. Now let's talk about the last one. Let's talk about YY. YY overall breakdown. It break down the 87 level that I was holding a channel right here, and it's not holding anything. It's going down every day, 1-3% every day, and it looks like it wants to go to 72.50, which is the Fibonacci support. Now RSI is extremely low, 34. So I'm expecting here a bounce, but DMI shows that it still has room on the upside from the minus directional and the downside from the plus directional. So this move down is now over. I think it might go to 72, probably to the 60s. I'm holding cheap auctions right here. It went down. This was a loss for me. Since we got it right here, it fell, and we want to give it an opportunity right here around the 50 simple moving average. But the move was down so fast that it erased all the premium on the trade, and it was just worthless to sell those calls. So right here, this YY looks bearish, but I think it's setting up for a bounce. And if you have October calls, you still have time. So watch right here at around 72.59, since this one can bounce really hard. Now, this is everything for today. Right on.